A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant legal move, the Trump administration has filed a lawsuit against the state of California and Governor Gavin Newsom, challenging the state's stringent anti-animal cruelty laws that the administration claims are contributing to the rising cost of eggs nationwide. The lawsuit, lodged in Los Angeles federal court, argues that California's regulations, which mandate more humane conditions for egg-laying hens, impose unnecessary burdens on farmers and ultimately lead to inflated prices for consumers. The Justice Department's complaint specifically targets three pieces of legislation: Assembly Bill 1437, Proposition 2, and Proposition 12. These laws, passed by California voters in 2008 and 2018, require that hens have sufficient space to move freely and prohibit the use of cages for egg-laying hens. The Trump administration contends that these state laws are preempted by the Federal Egg Products Inspection Act of 1970, which it argues should govern egg production standards across the nation. According to the complaint, the additional space requirements for hens and the ban on cages are characterized as unnecessary red tape that disrupts agricultural practices that have historically kept egg prices low. The administration claims that these regulations have effectively prevented farmers from employing widely accepted production methods, resulting in a 20% increase in egg prices following the implementation of these laws. Supporters of California's animal welfare laws, including the Humane Society of the United States, argue that these regulations are essential for protecting farm animals from cruel confinement. They assert that the conditions in which many egg-laying hens are kept, often in cramped cages, are inhumane and pose risks to food safety, including potential outbreaks of Salmonella and E. coli. In response to the lawsuit, Governor Newsom's office took to social media, mocking the Trump administration's move as an example of the president's tendency to blame California for various issues. Next up, Gavin Newsom caused the fall of Rome and sent the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, the Post quipped, highlighting the ongoing tension between the state and the federal government. Attorney General Pam Bondi, representing the Trump administration, stated that the lawsuit is part of a broader effort to alleviate regulatory burdens on farmers and restore economic prosperity. Americans across the country have suffered the consequences of liberal policies causing massive inflation for everyday items like eggs, she said in a statement. This lawsuit isn't the first time California's egg production laws have faced legal challenges. Previous attempts by Republican state attorneys general to block similar provisions were unsuccessful, with the Supreme Court declining to hear a challenge in 2019. The High Court also rejected a challenge to California's 2018 animal confinement law from pork producers just 2 years ago. The timing of the lawsuit comes on the heels of significant public concern over rising egg prices, which averaged $4.55 per dozen in May. While wholesale egg prices have seen some fluctuations, they remain higher than they were a year ago, following a dramatic spike earlier this year due to an avian flu outbreak that devastated poultry flocks across the country. The lawsuit does not mention the impact of the bird flu epidemic on egg prices, which reached record highs in March, with grade A eggs averaging $6.23 per dozen in U.S. cities. Critics of the lawsuit argue that the Trump administration is misplacing blame for rising prices that are influenced by multiple factors, including supply chain issues and disease outbreaks. As the legal battle unfolds, it will likely reignite the debate over animal welfare standards, agricultural practices, and the balance of state versus federal authority in regulating food production. The outcome of this lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for both farmers and consumers, potentially reshaping the landscape of egg production in the United States. With the Trump administration's focus on reducing regulatory burdens, the stakes are high as both sides prepare for what promises to be a contentious legal fight. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.